Good morning, family. Good morning, family. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope that everybody had a safe party night. Now it's time to get back to business. Okay? So, this is my time slot that I feel comfortable with from 12 to 1 o'clock, dropping information on how to get busy with the futures market. I have a couple of referrals if you're going to continue on the futures, the Forex side. There's an excellent community that I'm going to shout out to. Um, yeah, yeah. So this year, 2023, right? I didn't make any goals. I didn't do no New Year's resolution, right? Whatever spirit leads me to do, I'm just gonna do it, right? I'm just gonna do it, okay? So we started back in December on bringing information to help newbies learn a skill set, learn a new profession, okay? I love the futures market, and especially now that they created a micro, okay, so that I can continue sharing this knowledge with people who want to learn the futures market, right? They had to be competitive with the forex side. The forex side got micro, macro, and the standard lot. So that kind of entices people to go over there and be able to start with a little bit amount of money. But the future side, they had to step it up, So now the future side has a macro side to allow us to get in the futures market, right? Now, I'm gonna be dropping a lot of science, right? So I was speaking with my wife and I was asking her certain questions that she's been hearing me say over the years. And there was one thing that was still kind of confusing. In the future side of the house, as you were, as you were. See, I'm so excited. I'm ready to jump in and just give y'all this information. Before I start, from now on, before I start any of my broadcasts, I'm going to be cross promoting other entrepreneurs in my community that I have been blessed with their service or product. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is the sponsors who encourage me to keep moving forward, right? By watching how they build. Beautiful. First one on the list. I gotta give a shout out to this brother here because my legs are still hurting. Right? Q Fitness. Right? If you're in Brooklyn and you want to get a nice workout, Q Fitness on Rutland Road, 1112 Rutland Road, Brooklyn, New York. If you're in Brooklyn, stop by, second floor, go get busy. It makes no sense for us to reach prosperity and then we ain't physical fit. Okay? All right, next one on the list. Queens and Stock. Queens and Stock. This is a personal trading coach. And I happen to know that sister very well. Her name is Monique McPherson, right? Her web address is queensstock.com, I believe, right? Excuse me, but I'm just Queens and Stocks. She helps you in life and personal coaching. So whenever my mind is, bogged with the voice, I give my sister a call, and don't call if you ain't ready to get correct, cause she is Scorpio, man. She's stingy with the Queens and Stock. Okay, next one is if you're in South Carolina. This sister here, we've been rolling since way back, right? Real estate, all kinds of stuff, right? Her name is Sister Davita Scott out of South Carolina, right? This sister is a beast, okay? She will get you up to speed with your physical fitness, and she's got a little niche now with teaching people how to rediscover their double dutch, right? She teaches people how to do double dutch by the way of fitness, and it is awesome. South Carolina, right? Next one on the community. If you want to continue still doing Forex, right? Okay, there's a community ran by this sister named Coach Max, right? She's dropping so much information in her community for free, right? She also has a mentorship, but if you listen and you pay attention in her free courses is enough to get you prosperous. Shout out to Coach Max. The next one on the list, which I cannot, just because you're the last on the list, but you're the first in the stomach, right? This sister has helped cleanse and help me shed a lot of the waste that was in my body, right? Okay. Tammy Matthews. Website restoredbytammy.com. Check her out, okay? Those are my people in my family who encourage me by seeing the work that they're putting down. They're worth a shout out, all right? Cool. Now, let's move on. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, I was building with my wife, and there were certain things that were still kind of confusing. So as a new person coming in to the futures market, I want to rewind, slow it down, okay? Because a lot of people are coming from Forex, okay? In the Forex terminology, the increment of movement. So if price goes from 1,000 to 1,010, that increment of movement in between is called pips. On the future side, it's called ticks. Okay? That's the difference. Pips and ticks. So I'm going to build on the ticks because that's where my passion is on the future side. Now I need you guys to do your homework. I need you to go and Google. Google is our modern day encyclopedia, right? I want you to type in futures market, right? And get to understand what the futures market is about. That saves the instructor a lot of time. You still have to commit to doing homework. Okay? Fair enough? Google futures trading, and what that's about. So now when you come back to class, we're on the same page. All right? So we're going to talk about ticks. I'm going to do a couple of minutes talking about ticks. Okay? So don't worry about writing anything down. This is the session where you let me do the rapping. Let me plant the seeds in your fertile mind. You can always rewind it back. In the futures market is ticks. Okay? Now a tick is plain and simple. If I start at 100 and price goes up to 105, that movement in between 100 and 105 is a tick. So 100, 101, that's a tick. 102, that's a tick. 103, that's a tick. 104, that's a tick. 105, that's a point. So in each point is 4 ticks. Okay? This is a shout out to Sister Diva. Slowing it down, Sister Diva. Brother Aaron in South Carolina. My wife. Breaking down what a tick is. How do we make our money? We make our money by when market moves from 100 to 101. That's depending on the market. ES, crude oil, and gold. These are the 3 markets that I monitor between 9:30 and 12 o'clock. Each one of these markets have a different tick value. Okay? If it's confusing, rewind it back. Rewind it back because it doesn't change. Okay? You have the ES, which is the E-mini S&P. Okay? Do your homework. Google ES, CL, and gold. Right? Crude oil has a $10 tick movement. ES S&P has a $12.50 movement. Let's break that down. What does that mean? That means if I come in, if I do a buy trade and I come in at the level of 100, if the market moves up 1 tick on the ES S&P E-mini, that's $12.50. Okay? When it moves up to 2 ticks, which is 102, that'll be another $12.50. Okay? So as it goes up and it reaches 4 ticks, which is equivalent to 1 point, that's a $50 movement. 1 point on the ES. Okay? Now on crude, crude has 10 ticks before it reaches the next point. So each one of crude's ticks that moves up is $10. Y'all understand that? Does that make sense? Okay. Gold, same thing. 10 ticks to a point. Each time it moves up 1 tick, that's $10. Okay? That's the standard lot, right? Now, pause. Before you go into the standard lot, you first should master your skill set, right? That's why they came out with a micro, okay? A micro is a quarter of what the standard is. Just like in your Forex side, you got micros, minis, and standards. So now on the micro level, the ES is $1.25. So if it goes from 100 to 101, that's $1.25. All the way up to a point. Another shout out to my brother Robert Mims in Detroit. Oof. Okay? That's $1.25. So you get to master your skill without the fear of losing your shirt. Make sense? Good. On the gold, on the crude oil side, the $10 in the micro is now $1. So if it goes up 10 ticks, that's $1 a tick. So when it makes that 1 point, that's $10. That's how the money is made when y'all see that graph or that chart going like this. Each tick that is moving up is worth a value, and that's how you're accumulating your money. Right? Now remember, it works in reverse. Okay? If it goes down to 99, you're losing $12.50 or $1.25. Okay? So that's the risk side. Okay? So we have our ES, $12.50. We have our crude oil, $10 a tick. 10 ticks equal a point. And then we have our gold. Okay? That's what the ticks are on the future side. Right? Anything that you miss, rewind this back. Beautiful, beautiful software that it saves the information that you can rewind it back and listen to it over and over again. The purpose of this particular this video here was to make sure the terminology that I'm using, that you know what it's about. So when this thing moves up, and I said I got 8 ticks today, and I'm on the ES market, right? I either can have one or two of these things. If I'm on the standard, $12.50, if it moves up 8 ticks, you know how to compute it. That's $12.50, $12.50, $12.50, 8 times. Okay? If I'm on crude oil and it moves up 10 ticks, you know 10 is $10, 10 to the, that's $100. Okay? So I just wanted to give all my newbie families that coming in, watching my videos, don't want to lose nobody. You know what I mean? I'm a soldier. I'm a warrior. I believe in the people. When the organization gets too big, it's no longer paying attention to the people. That's when it's time to come over to the lounge. Make sense? Okay. So for this month, we're gonna end. For this month of January, right? We're just gonna build for a moment. For this month of January, and for the remaining of 2023, if you just get 1 point, now your 1 point don't have to be your maximum. I need you to get the skill set of recognizing in the market when to snatch out that 1 pip. Because that 1 pip adds up to $50 or $5. I'm encouraging people who are just learning the future side, start with the macros. Master the skill. Turn that $1.25 into $5 and more. Then when you get comfortable with that, because there's something that cannot be taught. I don't care what organization you go to. the pumping of your heart, when you turn this into a live trade, that's what you have to get control of. You got to get control of your breathing. You got to relax. You got to let the trade do what let the market do what the market does. The hardest obstacle that you're going to overcome is your emotions. All right? I'm going to save you a whole lot of frustration and a whole lot of money. Right? This information is abundant in YouTube land. It's abundant. You can have it. It's video after the video. Just like we do on Netflix when we find a good series and we binge out on the series, you could do that in YouTube land too. But when you turn that money into live money, that's why the skill set is important. That's why your practice is important. You can't wait to get into the heat and battle, then realize, oh snap, where is this heat coming from? Right? So you practice. Even the superstars practice. Right? I didn't realize how powerful Kobe Bryant was until I'm seeing all his documentary and the commitment that he made to his craft. Right? You want to be separate from the herd? You don't want to follow that, what everybody else is doing? Then you got to be committed to your craft. And another thing too, for my newbies, once you come on board in the lounge, right, and we get your platform down that you're going to use to trade, you got to master your platform. Right? You got to master your platform. No profession starts a profession without knowing his tools. The most important thing that you're going to learn from here, right, is this: your mind and your tools. Okay? So, tick, that's the terminology that we use on the future side. Right? Every time the market moves up an increment of a space, it's known as a tick. Each tick has a value depending on the market that you're trading. Okay? Each market has its own tick value. Okay? Homework assignment. Homework assignment. Call to action. Right? In the description, I got everything that I affiliate with. Right? Download your chart. Download your chart. Apex Investing that I gave a shout out to earlier, they will fund you a funded account if you could show that you know how to trade. We're gonna teach you how to trade in the lounge so that you can pass the funded account, and then your journey begins. Okay? If you want to continue in Forex excellent community, call to action. Get the link, get over there. I will direct you to the courses where we're going to be building here, right? Saves a lot of time. Saves a lot of time. We are directing you to information that's going to save you a lot of time. She has an excellent master course in there that she's giving for free. Right? So most of the time it's information. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to go. I don't know what that is. I don't know what. We're helping you. Right? Continue on the Forex side. Get over there to the TTA community and start educating yourself on the on Forex. What a PIP is, what is Forex, foreign exchange, all that. She has a nice little neat library. Right? Then if you're still confused, DM me. I'll make sure it's clear. Right? Forex side. Future side. Right now, Apex is offering a special that's out of this world. Right? Out of this world. Right? Check the description. They're doing 90% off on all evaluations. 90%. So what they normally charge, like $167 a month, something like that, is going for ridiculous, like $16. Information, like in the movie The Old Wall Street, and I'm going to end here. My time is almost up. in the movie, he says, the most valuable thing that I know other than time is information. This is Master B. Hope this bless. Continue blessing for this year. Let's be about it. Let's go after it. Hit me up. All right? Peace and blessings. Master B out.